almost a 3-level, whatever it's called, like another story above this.
Well, it was a tree, not a bush.
It was a bush, but they grew like crazy.
Shuir house, and it goes up to the second floor.
Yeah, it goes to the second floor. So my shtick was on Hoshana Rabbah. For my Rebbe, I just cut, small ones. Hoshana Rabbah, I cut. I took them. They couldn't fit in my car. They were out my car. I used to come into shul. The whole shul was my thing. As a kid, everyone knew this in my shul. And I would everyone would help me lift it and bang it and lift it. Yeah, that was like my thing. And it's brought down halacha, that very big aravas. It is the real thing. Because they used to take the aravas and lean them against the mizbeach, which was very high up. And it would lean over the mizbeach a little bit. It was like a thing. It's actually brought down a major halachic svarim. If you get big aravas, you don't have to. It's a hitter. What?
Then don't you need a much bigger lulav?
No, not with the lulav. This is just for the Hoshana Rabbah. Yeah, just Hoshana Rabbah. Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna learn about aravas now. So we're on Lam Gimel on the base. I would say aravas, people say, is like the easiest species to get kosher. People have that feeling. Like aravas. You see anybody look at arava very hard? You ever seen anyone?
A few of them. That's the only thing.
Just buy a few.
They die so fast.
But there are some shots that do come up with aravas.
You just take it's like
right. They're officially the easiest min. If someone says Esrog is the hardest officially, Hadassim, Lula, you'll see that none of them are really that hard nowadays. Okay. So you'll move us? Okay. So we're up to the Mishnah, Alam Gimel Mebez. Arava Gezula Vivesha Psula. And a rava is a willow tree. In English, it's called a willow tree. A willow tree that the branches, this guy gets a rava branch, stolen or dry. The halacha is that it is it's pasul. Now, before I even talk about this Mishnah, it's interesting. There's lulav agazav ayavish pasul. There's hadas agazav ayavish pasul, and there's a rava. Right, we're up to a rava now. It's going to be esrog also. Why wouldn't it just stick in one big phrase, dalad minim, that are gizela or yavesh are pasul? That'd be very easy. And Rashi actually asked this question, and the answer is that every min, besides for the general halachas that they share with each other, but they also have very specific halachas. So it's the style of the Mishnayos, the Tanoim, to give over each Mishnah its own rules and chazer over, even though they apply to all of them. That's what Rashi says. So therefore, even though I could have told you, before we open this Mishnah, is a Rav Gzul Vivesha Psula? I would say, yeah, of course. So that's not really the Chiddush of our Mishnah. However, the Mishnah goes through those things anyways. So, the Rava. Before we even talk about the Rava, I just read the beginning of the Mishnah. Let's just see the pasuk inside about the Dalaminim. We read this pasuk 100 times. Let's do it 101 times. It's in the Torah Shalim by Aleph. You should take for yourself on the first day pre-eitz hadar, a fruit from a tree that's beautiful. So the Torah does not tell you it's an esrog. You're going to have to figure that out yourself through drashas. Kapes tamarim, a branch of a date tree. That we do see the species. We spoke about what type of branch, how the leaves should be. But that actually tells us a branch of a date tree. Vanaf eitz avos, a tree that has braided leaves around it. Does not say it's a hadas. We have to figure that out from drashas. V'arvei nachal. This is very unique. Here, Gir gives over the min straight up. A ravas, we're not used to the word. It's a Hebrew word. It's Lashon HaKodesh, but it's the exact word. It's not like through drashas, a rava and the rava. A rava means a willow. There's no question about this. It's a willow tree. We're going to talk about which willow trees, but it's a willow tree. And nachal means by a brook. There are willow trees that grow by a brook, and that's you should take on the first day. Okay, those are the dalaminim. Going back to the Mishnah.
The one that grows by your house.
Oh, we're going to see. So it sounds like Arvei Nachal grows by a brook, only ones that grow by a brook. There are the people that say that. Yeah, we're going to see in the Gemara.
Mansi Ravis grow by a brook?
But Mansi Ravis? I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's 95% of it.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see the Mishnah. Starts the Mishnah. Arava Gezula Vivesha Psula. It's in Lashon Akeva. It was Lulav Gazav Yavish Pasol. Hadassim or Hadas Hagazav Yavish Pasol. Arava is Lashon Akeva. So it's Gezula, Vivesha, and Psula. That's all Lashon Akeva. So you have a willow tree that was stolen or dry, it's pasol. Why is a stolen arava pasol? What's the reason? So we know, because we just learned that pasuk, ulekachtem lochem b'yom harishon has to be yours. If it's not yours, you're not yetze. Not yetze. Borrowed arava, you're not yetze. Stole it. You're only yetze if it's yours. What about the second day Yom Tov in Chutz La'aretz is similar to the first day. What about the third day of Yom Tov, fourth day, fifth day? So in terms of yours, it doesn't have to be yours, but we said there's another problem. According to some Amoraim, it's a mitzvah haba ba'avera. It's not stolen, it's not a problem, it's not yours, it is yours, but it came about through an avera, so the halacha is, it's always possible throughout the whole Yom Tov. So either it's because it's not yours, the day one, or the rest of Yom Tov, it's a problem because of mitzvah haba ba'avera. That's the problem with a Rav
What if it
Gzula.
was cut? If you cut it off someone, didn't we have the whole thing with karka?
Right, with the avankris, the Hanu avankri, right, to do with the shtick. So I guess maybe if there'd be a shtick over here as well, if there were peddlers buying from non-Jews. The Mishnah says vivesha, dry. Why is dry puzzle? We found by all the dalaminim, it has to be hadar. Even though the Torah only says it by an esrog, all the minim are learned out that it has to be hadar, beautiful, splendor. It has to have a nice splendor. So if something's dried out, it's going to be puzzle. Just to show you what a dry arava looks like.
What do we focus mostly on the esrog? The 9 of the
Right. So the one I don't know. Even though esrog, it says hadar there, but it applies by all of them to have hadar.
I'm saying people people seem to be more into.
So we'll get to
Shane
esrog.
esrog.
We'll get to esrog. Oh, why is it more shane esrog?
This is more stuff in the esrog that you're looking for.
Not sure.
Rov is a leaf.
Very more possible.
It's on page Mem Zayin, picture Peches. And there you have a very dried out arava. Okay, that arava. Aravas is actually one of the only dalaminim that people get nervous it gets dried out. It doesn't look good. And the answer is 99.9% of the time, it's totally kosher. I would say it's kemusha, which will say it's withering, but it's not dried out. You want to tell me a guy wants to have nice aravas, okay. Anybody here change the aravas during Yom Tov?
I do. I used to try to get it wet, but then it got moldy. So
If I
you
need
said
to, I don't-
lose.
Right.
No,
I have to buy two of them.
I don't get them all.
Okay, so
I
eight
take
is-
it off and I put it, wrap it in.
Yeah, that's what I do also.
Wet paper towel.
Take your lulav out of your kaichkala. It's easy. It slips out more easier. And take the kaichkala, wrap it in silver foil, and put it into the fridge.
With a wet paper towel.
With a wet paper towel also. Yeah.
Wet paper towel and
Yeah. You can do that. Those are ways to keep it fresh. But it definitely, I don't think anyone's aravas. They are purplish. Most people purplish.
Yeah,
Something like
it's
that.
like
It's not possible. It might not be beautiful, but it's not. It's not a lack of hadar. It's not just not the best hadar. But I wouldn't call it possible.
It's pretty crumbly once it's that like that.
But look at the picture. I mean, it has to be white. They say like there's no greenness at all.
From the picture? Or
Yeah, no. Even Allah, it's brought down. Has to remove all of its greenness and
that
starts
type of
turning
thing.
white. Starts turning white. I don't think the
Yeah,
purple.
I'm very curious how long that takes. No,
But they cut it in months.
You should have seen Kiva's Halloween that we had it earlier. It was very much whiter.
they cut
Still
them
might have been
before.
kosher.
Yeah, it might have been kosher
And
also.
they put it in
It wouldn't
the, wrap it in
crumble.
that,
No.
in that thing, vacuum wrap it.
It's not vacuum.
It's
right?
not cut right before. It's cut months before or something.
Yeah, but they vacuum
Months?
pack that.
Yeah.
They're not
probably
vacuum
keep it in a
packed.
fridge.
Yeah,
No?
as soon as you open it,
The Muncie Aravas,
They're sealed tight.
they seal like they're vacuum. They look vacuum tight to me.
There's no air getting into them.
I don't
And they're
know,
probably
they're
kept in a
usually
cold place.
open.
probably in the fridge.
They're not sealed.
100% sealed.
Okay.
They probably cut it before you buy it. I don't know, so it looks fresh.
Maybe by the time you get your rubbish from that guy that checks through every single
That's
one.
a dawson.
And mile two. So just say it is nicer. I would say it's like a hiddur mitzvah, but not a chesron in the Torah's view of hadar. It is hadar. But you want to tell me is it the most beautiful? You're supposed to get the nice dominant you could, but maybe it doesn't look so nice after day 3, day 4. I do sometimes change them because I'm like it doesn't look nice
It's on the show, usually for what's it called?
for a Shana Rabbah.
So,
Yeah. I do that also sometimes on a Shana Rabbah. At least the last day, have a nice one.
Could you take the ones from your Anashan Rabbit? Take it out.
Oh, it's a very good question. You let it take the aravis on your lulav and use it. They talk about it. I think Mikra did you could.
I think you buy
Yeah.
new ones, put them in, and then take them out.
Oh, by new. Oh, I think Mikra did you could.
You need more
I think I'm pretty sure. I'm not holding in the halachas, but I'm pretty sure it's better to have specific ones for Shana Rabbah,
When you buy
not to
Shana
take your
Rabbah,
same
they
ones.
say it's 5, you know?
That's from the Arizal. Technically, all you need is 1,
Oh.
but from the Arizal, it's in your 3 or 5. I think the prevalent thing is 5.
what was this very mitzvah?
Yeah. But it's like a dirabbanan also at this point. After living, you're finished with it, so I might as well use it for another mitzvah. Fine. So Rava Gzula Vivesha is psula. Continues the Mishnah. Shel Ashera v'Shel Ir Nidachas Psula. We're very familiar with these. If it comes from an Ashera tree, which was a tree that was worshipped for Avodah Zarah, or if it came from a city that went off the derech. Now, why are these cities or this Ashera tree? Why does it make a puzzle? Because the halacha is that when we're talking about a very specific Ashera tree, we had this earlier in the parak. When it came in during the times of Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem said, "Get rid of every Ashera tree, burn it, get rid of it." So once it has to be burnt, it has a status of being burnt, even before it's burnt. So a lulav or a hadas or ravas, they have to have a certain shear. The shear of a rav is 3 tfachim, the shear of a lulav is dal tfachim. But if something has a psak on it that needs to be burnt, it's like it's not here. So even though I see the a rav in front of me, it's as if it's burnt. It's kesar of damya, as of being burnt. And the same thing with a city that goes off the derech, Ir Nidacha, a city that goes astray. Everything in the city needs to be burnt. You bring everything to the rechav of the city. You know, like by Clifton Street, they have that like center area. You take everything to the center there and you burn it. Okay, I don't think it ever happened here in Nidachas, but if it ever would happen, what's it called, a rubber tree in that middle thing, I don't care if you take it out, it's possible because it's already burnt. It's like it's not here. Therefore, it's possible. Continues the Mishnah. Nikta, 3 cases. I'll say 3 cases, then we'll tell you what they are. Niktam Reisha, Nifritzu Aleha, V'Hatzaf All those 3 cases are psula. What's the first one? Niktam Reisha. Niktam Reisha we're also familiar with. It means the top is clipped off of the arava. Not the leaves. Not the leaves, but the branch itself. I actually cut my own aravas when I was in Toronto, and one of the things you cut it, you look to see is the top. Make sure the top, there's usually like a nice, you can tell it's like has a crown on it, like a little, you're able to tell, it's not like cut. So you have to make sure your arava is not cut on top. And the second one is, Nifritzu Aleha. The leaves, Aleha means the leaves are torn off. You have a bare arava. All the leaves are torn off. You just have the stick. So that also is no good. And the third one is V'Hatzaf. Tzaf, I don't know what the English translation means, but it's a certain type of arava which the leaves are round. Okay, we want leaves that are like a stream, that look like a stream, long and narrow. We're going to see that in the Gemara. The tzaf type of a willow is round leaves. There's a picture of it actually, if you look in the back. If you ever come across such a harava, this happens to you, it's on page Mem Zion, and it is picture Tzadi Aleph, 91. Bottom right, the tzaf. Bottom right, that tzaf. You see those are round, like a round leaf, more of that type. That's basal. And the picture right on top of that, Peites, is Niktam Reisha, where the top of the branch is cut off. I don't know, they don't show you so well in the picture, but the top is cut off, the branch. Okay. So those are 3 cases that are puzzle. We'll see why why is the tzaf puzzle? We'll see why, where it comes from. And Niktam Reisha, we know about, doesn't look good. Ibutula doesn't either look good. Okay, continues the Mishnah with 3 cases that are good. I'll say the 3 cases and I'll explain them. One is Kemusha. One is Vishanashu Mixas Aleha. One is Vishabal. All those 3 cases are ksher, are kosher. What are these 3 cases? Kemusha means withered, not yavesh, withered. It's on its way to being dry. When you're on your way to being dry, I would say, let's say your rav is maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th day, already starting to be kemusha, dry, withering. So withering our ravas are kosher. It's fine. That's kemusha. Vishenashu niksas aleh means some niksas aleh, some of the leaves were nashu, fell off. A bunch of leaves fell off, but most of your leaves are there. Okay, a few leaves fell off. Still looks okay, still like a leafy branch, but not all the leaves. And the 3rd case is vishal baal, which is a very interesting word. The word baal means a field. But the reason why baal is used for a field is that there's 2 types of fields. Some fields don't need any irrigation. Water's enough to plant them. Rain's enough. They're naturally have enough water to grow. And that type of thing is called a baal. A baal means when someone's a husband, when someone's married, they're at ease. That doesn't need irrigation from anywhere else, relies on rainwater. It's like a baal. It's just at ease. It's complacent. It lives at home. While the field that always needs irrigation has another name for it. It's called a beis hashlachin. It comes from an Aramaic word. Whatever it means, it needs irrigation. So when it calls Baal over here, it really means a field, but why did you just say a field? It's talking about a field that's not near water. It's not near water, it doesn't have any irrigation from any rivers nearby. It's totally dependent on rainwater. But the point is that it's not near any bodies of water. So the aravas there of this field are not a brook. They're not growing by a brook. Remember, he asked, Arve Nachal, if you're going by a brook, says the Mishnah, no. If it's growing in a field, a Baal field, a settled field that doesn't even need irrigation from any other waters, it's not even near water. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's on a mountain. And it gets water from Shemayim. That type of arava is kosher. It's kosher. So the reason why it says Baal instead of Sada is trying to bring out it's not near water. If it's near water, that's Arve Nachal. But we're trying to tell you it doesn't have to be near a Nachal. It's just a description of aravas that are near the brook, but does not have to be near a brook. It's just an example of where it might be. But really, the Gemara is going to elaborate more about this. But even if it's in a random field that doesn't need any water from anywhere else, and just gets water from Shemayim, you could take an arava from there and it's totally kosher. Okay? So somebody asked me, Muncie aravas, where do they get it from? Oh, to find out, is it by a brook? According to this Mishnah, totally fine. Huh? Wherever it came from, it's kosher. So we got a Mishnah about the Gzula and the Yevesha. We got a Mishnah about a share and the Nidacha, so familiar with those terms. Niktam Reish we heard about, Nifritzul Lev we heard about, Tzatzava is a new one to us, and Kamusha we heard about, Nashim Saleh is a little bit new, and Baal. We'll just do a drop of Gemara and we'll stop. Tanu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan taught in the Brisa. The Brisa first quotes the pasuk. It says Arve Nachal, okay, which means willows by a brook. Says the Brisa drasha that teaches me Hagedelin al Hanachal, that grow by a brook. Right? If the Torah says willows by a brook, that teaches me that you only take willows that grow by a brook. Now I just told you only take, but it means it's a hider mitzvah. Rashi says this. I know it's not so clear, and there are people that argue, but Rashi learns, just to show you the words, it's the second, I know you don't usually see the Rashi's inside, second last line, all the Torah is telling you, it's better. So when you ask about months aravas, according to this, it's better to find aravas that grow by a brook. It says the Torah Arvei Nachal, so it teaches me better to get ones that are gedelin al hanachal, but they don't need to be. It's not ma'akav. Okay, you still yetz to the mitzvah. That's one pshat in Arvei Nachal. Says the Gemara another pshat, davar acher, another word, another pshat. Arvei Nachal. What do we learn from this pasuk of willows by a brook? She'olah shala moshuch kenachal. Not that it's by a brook, but that she'olah shala, its leaf, is moshuch, is long and narrow, kenachal, like a brook, like a stream. The leaves are not round like the tzaftzafah. Arvei Nachal means shaped like a brook. Willow leaves, a willow branch, that the leaves are shaped like a brook, which is the long and narrow ones, which we're more familiar with. You don't find the tzaftzafah anywhere. That's what the Brisa says.
So what's the chiddush of tzaftzafah?
Tzaftzafah is puzzle.
What's the chiddush of that?
Why would you think it is?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say it so clearly in the Torah. All the Torah says Arvei Nachal.
I'm saying
Brooks by a willow by a brook. It doesn't have to be shaped like a brook. So it's a drasha to say that the willows have to be in the shape of a river, which is long and narrow, and not round like a circular, like a lake or an ocean, more like a river, a brook, a stream. And we'll stop over there. Welcome to Daravas. Kol Yisrael Revim Zelazeh. Right?